Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today, we're here for some D2 racing in the Divine Eye Racing League, and today's race will be taking place at Jeddah. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you haven't checked out our TikTok yet, please do. Divine.I.racing 2023. We'd love your support. So today we have another sprint weekend like we saw in Hungary yesterday. So that means we have one-shot sprint qualifying followed by the sprint, and then we have one-shot qualifying which precedes the race. So apologies for those of you who were waiting for the race to start. We had ran into a few issues. We had somebody ready up too early, so we needed a restart because not everyone was able to equip the correct setup. And then you were supposed to be listening to Thomas's voice today, but unfortunately his Wi-Fi issues continue, and he's unable to stream today. So you're stuck with me for today's D2 race. And we're off for one-shot qualifying in Saudi Arabia. Kev the Slice was on pole for the first lobby, currently in P5. Expedito has crashed. So has Brass Monkeys. For those of you who watched the stream yesterday in Hungary, I can confirm that all the lockups we were seeing, specifically from Servoyer, was a glitch in the game. So F1 is always giving us these little presents with these glitches in their game. So approaching the third sector now. Kev the Slice currently in P4. Oh, Ziad's on mediums. And he's in first as well. Wow. If I'm the other drivers, that's scary. So here we go then, up to the line. It's pole position for Ziad, 1 minute 28.791 on medium tires. That's pretty terrifying if your name is not Ziad. So Ziad P1 for Mercedes, 1 minute 28.7. Kaka P2. Bobo just missed out on that second place. 400ths between him and Kaka. Kev the Slice P4. Jay Dennis P5. Followed by Big Turns, Richie, King Papa, Jimmy, Mini Turns, Triz, Ishi, Hamid, Mohammed, Readouts, Smooth Operator, Brass Monkeys, Expedito. Oh, supposed to be 18th. Another little present from the F1 game. So if you're just joining us, we just wrapped up our one-shot sprint qualifying after running into some issues earlier on. Pole position was claimed by Ziad in the Mercedes, and now we're getting ready to start the sprint race here at Jeddah. So we begin the formation lap here in Saudi Arabia. Not sure what's going on here. A lot of cars overtaking Ziad. Please feel free to pop your predictions in the stream chat. I'd love to hear everyone's opinion. I'm going to say Big Turns Podium, Triz DNF, and Smooth Operator top 10. I think I went 0 for 3 yesterday. Yesterday I said Touchkey top 10 and he DNF'd. I said I think I said Lopa Tikachi win and he didn't win. I don't think he was on the podium. And then I said DNF for Jimmy, and he did not DNF. So 0 for 3 for the kid. Oh, let's look at tires. I'm pretty sure everyone needs to be on mediums for the sprint, but I could be wrong. Anyways, because I was loading into the lobby earlier, and I saw something about like sprint qualifying being different in terms of like the tires you're allowed to use. So we have 3 soft runners, and the other 15 drivers are on mediums. So we'll see how this plays out. Let's see how the tire wear is for the soft runners. Saudi Arabia has a pretty high tire wear track, lots of high-speed corners here, which puts stress on the tires. I will be happy with a top 10 at this rate. I think that's Smooth Operator who has said that in the chat. Well, good luck to you, Smooth Operator. King Papa disqualified from the formation lap. Last Jay Dennis. 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. Ziad gets a good start and he keeps his lead into the short run down to turn 1. Bobo and Jay Dennis battling it out. Jay Dennis gets past Kev the Slice at turn 1. Oh, Hamid going off the track while battling with Smooth Operator. You got Brass Monkeys and Expedito. We're going side by side. So we're going to flip to this battle here between Kev the Slice, Jay Dennis, and Big Turns. Kev the Slice has the inside line and keeps that position at the moment. Big Turns is right on him, and he is not going down without a fight. Got Triz and Ishi going side by side. And Triz has the overspeed into that corner. Ishi's already got a penalty. It's the first lap, fellas. What are we doing? Ishi, the first driver to pick up a penalty. Kev the Slice is going down the inside of Jay Dennis into the final corner. Nice and easy, does it on the inside, but he does not make the move, and he loses a place to Big Turns as well. So I'm not sure what happened there, but Kev the Slice was going for the move, and he ended up losing 2 positions. And now King Papa is looking racy as well. Kev the Slice down the inside of Big Turns. Let's not make it 3 wide into turn 1. King Papa made the smart decision to back out of that battle. And these two are still side by side. What a battle between the McLaren and the Sauber. Big Turns is able to get that position back. And after the first lap, our biggest gainer is Muhammad, gaining 2 positions, and our biggest faller is Mini Turns, losing 3 positions. Got King Papa. Little contact between him and Oliver Ritchie going down the inside. The RB. Oliver Ritchie gets slingshotted on the banked corner there, and he's able to keep P7. Typical Jimmy is getting close to that battle as well. Bobo overtook Kaka. Bobo is now in second place, but Kaka is only 2 tenths behind the Dutch driver in the Williams. DRS is enabled, so we'll see if Kaka goes for a move into the final corner, but if he does, he will not have DRS down the main straight. So we'll see what he chooses here, and he's choosing to back out. He's going to choose to get DRS down the main straight, and then he can build a gap to Kaka once he gets to Bobo, once he gets by. And Ziad is absolutely flying at the moment. He opted for the soft tires for the sprint race, and he's already 2 seconds ahead of Kaka. Big Turns and Kev the Slice side by side once again. Jimmy has gotten past King Papa. Smooth Operator is the second driver to pick up a penalty. Oliver Ritchie has a look down the inside, but doesn't go for the move. Got a little battle heating up in the midfield here for P7. Jimmy, Papa, Richie, and Triz. That's a lovely shot with the sea in the background. Gonna go back to the battle between Kev the Slice and Big Turns, and just like Kaka, Kev the Slice opts to back out into the final corner and is going to try to make the move down the main straight. So that looks to be the meta for now, as we saw in real life in 2022 between Verstappen and Leclerc. The main straight is the better option for an overtake. Jimmy and Papa going side by side, making slight contact. What an exit from the RB, and he gets back past the Alpine, who's spun. I think Oliver Ritchie might have gave him a little kiss in the back there, and that puts Jimmy into the wall. We're on lap 4 of 9. Bobo within DRS of Kaka, looking to make that place back that he lost a couple laps ago. Oliver Ritchie fighting with King Papa as well. Triz is in that fight. And she picks up another penalty. He's already on 6 seconds here on lap 4. So Bobo is pretty close to the RB ahead of him, and he's probably going to make a move here. He's got DRS, he's in the slipstream, but he isn't really gaining down the straight, and he's forced to keep it in P3. Look at this battle here, 3 wide down the main straight. Who's going to come out in front into turn 1? Oliver Ritchie has the inside line, and 3 into 1 doesn't go. Oliver Ritchie gets pinched and drops a couple places. It looks like Bobo had a good exit coming out of the S's, and he makes the move into the banked hairpin. So Bobo doesn't need DRS to get past, and he's back up into P2. Not too many big position changes thus far. Jimmy and Ishii dropped 6 positions each, and Expedito gained 7 positions. But other than that, it's been pretty close to the order that we started with. And typical Jimmy picks up a penalty. Kaka going side by side with Bobo. He breezes past down the main straight. We've got Jay Dennis, Big Turns, and Kev the Slice battling it out for P4 here. Triz and King Papa battling. King Papa goes a little bit deep, but he gets tapped by Triz. That was entirely Triz's fault. And that puts King Papa off the track, and he loses a couple positions as a result. Believe it or not, there have been quite a few battles here in the sprint race in Jeddah. It's been pretty exciting to watch so far. Much better than the race in Hungary yesterday, it must be said. If you haven't watched that race, please check it out on our YouTube channel. I won't spoil it for you, but it was a dominant performance from one of our drivers. And Triz goes for the move into the left-right section in Sector 3. So he does not have the DRS leading up to the final corner, and if he keeps it in P7, he's not going to have it down the main straight either. So interesting decision by Triz, but we'll see how he gets on with it. Kev the Slice getting past big turns. We've got a yellow flag. I believe that's smooth operator in Sector 3. Is this 3 wide again? Triz and mini turns side by side. A little bit of wheel banging. Again, wheel banging. And mini turns lets Triz by. Oliver Ritchie is back into the fight after being hit off the track. Jimmy picks up his second penalty of the sprint. He's currently in P13. We're on board with Kaka now. Started this race in P2. He's been battling it out with the Williams all race long. And he's going to go for the move into the final corner. So this means he's not going to get DRS down the main straight. He's trying something different. Let's see if he keeps the position down into turn 1. He got a pretty healthy exit there coming out of the final corner, and it looks like Kaka is going to keep that position. So, huge rear lockup there into turn 1. Mohammed has retired. So maybe the strategy should be to overtake into the final corner, because Kaka just... I'm not sure if that was Mohammed there, stranded on the side of the track, but that nearly took out Bobo. But an overtake into the final corner, as I was saying, might be the meta. Kaka has just proved that it's possible to make the overtake there and then keep it ahead of your opponent going down the main straight. Expedito has been flying. He gained 9 positions so far in this race. Started at the back and now he's in P9. On for some great points here in the sprints. He goes wide though into the banked hairpin. Keeps the position. Readouts in typical Jimmy. Fighting in P13 and 14. Kaka has been gaining on Ziad, so maybe those soft tires are starting to fade now. Remember at the start of the sprint, Ziad had a gap of about 2.5 seconds, but now that dropped to 1.1 just a few moments ago. So maybe the Mercedes driver is starting to struggle on those soft compound tires. We saw him take pole on the mediums. And Jay Dennis taps the wall. He's lost his end plate on the right side. He's lost his end plate on both sides, and you can see him understeer off the track there, picking up a penalty. Luckily, the driver behind him is 12 seconds behind. But as we were saying, Ziad taking pole on the medium tires in the sprint qualifying. Started the race on softs. And it looks like his tires are starting to die out now. I don't think he's going to lose the lead here, but we can definitely see the drop-off in tire performance. Yeah, now you can see Kaká doesn't have. Oh, he does have DRS, and he's being overtaken by Bobo here into the final corner. Oh my gosh, Bobo can win this race if he gets a good exit. Bobo can win this race. Up to the line now. Who's gonna take it? Ziad takes it by 1/10 of a second. Bobo with a late surge to try and win the race. He got P2 though, and picks up the fastest lap as well on that last lap. Kev the Slice got overtaken by big turns at the end there. Less than a tenth separated the two. That is heartbreaking for Kev the Slice. Expedito, what a performance. That has to be driver of the day. Gained 11 positions, started at the back, finished in P7. As we can see, lots of close racing up to the line. We got Richie and mini turns round about a tenth behind the driver ahead of them at the line. So what were my predictions? My predictions were big turns podium. That didn't happen. Triz DNF. That didn't happen. And smooth operator top 10. That didn't happen either. 0 for 3 again for the kid. Amazing stuff. Hopefully my race predictions are better than the sprint. So there you have it then. Ziad dominated the sprint until the last lap. He was a second ahead as the third sector started, and then he almost lost the lead there at the line. He won the race by a tenth and a half. Bobo P2 made a great overtake into the final corner and almost won the race. Kaká P3. Big turns, Kev the Slice, Jay Dennis, Expedito, Richie, mini turns, King Papa, Triz, Hamid, readouts, Jimmy, Smooth Operator, Brass Monkeys, Ishi, and Mohammed rounds out the grid. So here we go then. Qualifying for the race here at Jeddah. We're going to go on board with Ziad. Kaká is fine. We'll stay with Kaká. It's so difficult to switch perspectives in qualifying, in one-shot qualifying, because for some reason the game does this like fade thing. I'll show you like that. So it takes a couple seconds to switch drivers, and then as you can see, there's drivers like always switching positions in one-shot qualifying. So it's hard to look at a specific driver. So stick with Kaká for now. Currently in P6, we got Ziad in the lead again. Olo Richie in P2 this time. Kevin Slice P3. Bobo P4. J Dennis P5. So we're seeing a bit of a pattern here. We have the same drivers at the front that we usually see. Little tap on the wall there for Kaka. He stays in P6. Jay Dennis moves up to P4. Kevin Slice P5. Kevin Slice P3. Now Kaka P4. Back down to P6. So you can just see how quickly the drivers change positions. Up to the line now. Pole position for Ziad by a second. Wow. Kaka ends up in P4. So Ziad was on the soft tires for the regular qualifying, and he took pole position by a full second over Oliver Ritchie. He got a 1 minute 28.1 cracking lap for the Dutch driver. Ritchie P2, 1 minute 29.1, and Kevin the Slice P3, 1 minute 29.1. Followed by Kaka, Jay Dennis, Bobo, Big Turns, Mini Turns, Hamid, King Papa, Triz, Mohammed Ishi, Readout, Smooth Operator, Brass Monkeys, Jimmy, Expedito. Expedito again qualifies at the back. We'll see if he can have another race like the sprint and gain lots of positions. Here we go then for the formation lap. Let's make some more terrible predictions. Expedito DNF. I'm sorry, buddy. Jay Dennis podium. And readouts top 10. Those are my predictions. And I'm probably going to go 0 for 3 for the third time. But we'll see what happens. If you have any predictions that you'd like to share, they could be as wacky as you like. Please feel free to put them in the chat. Getting ready to start here. Five red lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. Ziad with an amazing start off the line. And Oliver Ritchie gets passed by Kev the Slice going into turn one. Got Kaka and Bobo going side by side. King Papa and Big Turns going side by side. Mohammed and Smooth Operator. Smooth Operator hits the wall. And that causes chaos here in the midfield. Look at this. All the drivers going side by side. Smooth Operator almost sideswipes Jimmy in the S section. I think he's in the wall now. And that's a good overtake from Brass Monkeys. Readouts, he's ghosted for some reason. Readouts gets by. But Ziad already has a 1.4 second gap between him and Kev the Slice. Amazing stuff from the Mercedes driver. Is Kaka going to go for the move? He keeps it behind Oliver Ritchie for now. He's got a good exit though. Side by side with the Ferrari, and he looks to have way better straight line speed. I think Oliver Ritchie is running a high downforce setup. He just lost 2 positions down that straight. Bobo up into P4. So Muhammad gets past Triz. After lap 1, then, your biggest gainer, Expedito, once again, 6 positions gained. And your biggest faller is Mini Turns, 6 positions lost. I think Brass Monkeys is in the wall there, and it's brought out the VSC. So let's take a look at the tires. We've got 5 drivers on the hards, and we've got 13 drivers on the medium. Oliver Ritchie started on the hard tire, started in second place. He's dropped 3 positions already. We watched him lose 2 positions down the main straight, so like we said before, he's probably running a high downforce setup. This will help him with tire wear, but I'm not sure it's going to help him in overtaking or defending aid. So no one started on soft, so you can disregard the second strategy, but a medium hard or a hard medium is probably the way to go. And we are green. Always action in the midfield. Expedito gives Triz a little love tap there. Going through the final corner. DRS has been enabled. And Triz is gaining on the Egyptian of Mohamed Mamdo. Down the inside, contact between the two. The Red Bull goes a little bit wide there, and that's allowed Mini Turns to go right through. Mini Turns gain 2 positions in that scrap. These Red Bulls are still battling it out. I don't think Mini Turns is going to go for a move here on his teammate. They're both on the hard tires, so maybe we'll see some team orders later on if one is quicker than the other. I'm going to go back to this battle here with Kaka and Kev the Slice. Kaka looking to get up into second place. He's currently 2/10 behind the Kick Sauber driver. And just like in the sprint, we're going to see him go for the move into the final corner. Up the inside, easy does it on the power, and Kaka is up into second place. I think Kaka is running a low downforce setup. He seems to be flying down the straights. Kev the Slice is DRS, and Kaka is still pulling away from him. Amazing stuff. Oliver Ritchie gets passed again, this time by King Papa. So I don't think Oliver Ritchie got it right with the setup today, ladies and gentlemen. He's down in P6. And Ziad is retired! Ziad is out! At turn 4, unbelievable scenes. The Mercedes driver who started the sprint race on pole, who won the sprint race, who started this race on pole, has DNF'd on lap 4, and this opens the door for everyone else to take the reins and win this race. That's a full safety car, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think anybody expected that. Ziad was having such a good day, and now his race is over. So now that we are under safety car conditions, let's take a look at the standings in Division 2. Your current Drivers' Championship leader is Jay Dennis with 72 points. Second place is Oliver Ritchie with 65 points. And third place is Ziad with 64 points. In the Constructors' Championship, first place, Alpine, 102 points. Second place is Mercedes with 92 points. And third place is Ferrari with 89 points. So Jay Dennis, your Drivers' Championship leader, currently down in P15, and his teammate is in P10, whereas the Ferraris, Oliver Ritchie and Hamid, are in P5 and P7. So with a good day here in Jeddah, the Ferraris can make some moves in the Constructors' Championship. Oliver Ritchie might even be able to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. He's only 7 points behind Jay Dennis, and down in P15, Jay Dennis will not be gaining very many points. If you're new to DER, every finishing driver collects points in our league. We have our own point system, whereas the winner gets 30 points, second place gets 25 points, so on and so forth. And as long as you finish the race, you could be in P20, you will still get points. This encourages our drivers to not manually retire, because it doesn't help the racing when you have a bunch of demoralized drivers who just retire in the pits, and then you only have got 10 drivers on the track. I believe the bottom 4 drivers dove into the pits once the safety car came out. Smooth Operator, Brass Monkeys, and Ishii 100% made a pit stop. I'm not exactly sure about Triz, but I'm pretty sure he did. So the safety car is in this lap. We're on lap 6 of 25. Kaká leads after our previous leader Ziad crashed out of this race. Kev the Slice in P2 and Bobo is in P3. And Kaká is off! And Kev the Slice gets a huge snap of oversteer. Coming out of the final corner, he got damage on both end plates. And he lost position to Bobo, but Bobo backed out for some reason. I think he overtook Kev the Slice before the start-finish line, and that is why he had to give the position back. Under safety car conditions, you cannot make any overtakes until the start-finish line. And after all this, King Papa is up into P2. Amazing stuff. It's a 1-2 for the V-Carbs at this moment. Expedito down the inside. Nice move on the Red Bull, Mohammed. Oh, smooth operator tapped the wall there, and he taps the wall again on the exit. I think he's got damage. His end plate is missing on both sides. He gets overtaken by the Aston Martin of Ishii. I have to say the camera angles on this game are mega. I don't think they had camera angles like this on 23, but if they did, then that is something I can compliment the F1 game for. The broadcast camera view is very nice to look at. Jay Dennis gets a great exit coming out of turn 2. That puts him into P11, so he's already gained a few positions since that safety car on his charge back up to the front of the field. Bobo has gotten past Kev the Slice, and Smooth Operator is out, and that's another safety car. So Kev the Slice will surely be coming in. He's missing his front right end plate. Although Richie briefly overtook him, but gave the place back. So this is interesting. I think all the medium runners, this is the perfect time to make their pit stop. Lap 7 of the race, or lap 8, sorry, they've been on those tires for 7 complete laps. They can pit for hards, and assuming everything goes well, they can take those hard tires to the end. So we'll see what these drivers do. Being in the lead, Kaká will probably stay out, but for the other 6 of them, I think making a pit stop is the right call. And Kaká is coming in. Under safety car conditions, you save lots of time in the pit lane, where normally you lose about 20 seconds in the pits. Under safety car conditions, you lose about 10 seconds. So as we said, all the medium runners are coming in, and even some hard runners coming in as well. So this puts Oliver Ritchie in the lead. Big turns in P2 and mini turns in P3. This promotes Jay Dennis all the way up into P4. So if you think about it this way, you have Kaká, who is the lead driver that just made their pit stop, and then you have Mohammed, who's been on those tires since the start of the race. Kaká all of a sudden is right behind them. So when the safety car goes back into the pits, Kaká will be fighting with Mohammed. Let's just say they fight the entire race. Mohammed still has to make his stop, and Kaká doesn't. So all these drivers effectively just lost 20 seconds to Kaká. So that just goes to show how powerful pitting under the safety car is, but only in the right scenario. It made perfect sense for Kaká being on the medium tires to make that pit stop. For the hard compound runners, I don't think they're going to take mediums to the end from this stage, so that's why it made sense to stay out and gain track position. So the safety car is coming in this lap. We've had 2 safety cars already to start this race. Oliver Ritchie slowing down the pack, and he is off. He got a great launch, and he has left big turns in the dust. Well played by the Ferrari driver. Oh, wheel banging between Ishii and King Papa. King Papa got a great exit on those fresh tires, but he's still making contact with the Aston Martin, and they crash. And that's a 3rd safety car in 8 laps. Oh, wow, I'm sorry, but that crash, I don't even know whose fault it was. They were going side by side. The track does get narrower at the point that they crashed. Oh, that's so unfortunate for King Papa. He was having such a good race. He's now out. Ishii got a penalty for colliding with Triz, not King Papa, so there must have been just a huge pile up there. And we have a VSC. Oh, big turns. Dives into the pits. Maybe he thinks he's going to take mediums to the end from this stage. We can see typical Jimmy on a set of fresh mediums. He pitted under the other safety car. So it says virtual safety car, but they are behind the safety car right now. So that's the 3rd present that we've seen today from EA. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back, everybody. And Oliver Ritchie is diving into the pits. And so is many turns. Holy smokes. He almost takes himself out on pit entry. That was a close call. Loses some of his front wing, so he's going to have to change that. Wow. Absolute chaos so far in today's race. And it has left Jay Dennis in the lead. We're back, and Kaka is into the lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We're on lap 14 of 25, now lap 15, and Expedito leads is that 4 wide? 3 wide into turn 1. Expedito and Muhammad going side by side. Big turns, goes round the outside. What a move! And Hamid is involved in the crash with Bobo. That is not ideal for Bobo, who was in the lead, or was in the front of the field. And I think he got damage from that. He doesn't look to have damage, but still, he lost loads of time from that. And it has left him in P13. Yeah, it was really unfortunate. I couldn't really get a good view of it. Maybe we'll see what happened in the reports after the race, but definitely not ideal for the Alpine driver. So Jay Dennis has set the purple sector 2 to this point. He's on 12 lap old hards, so he won't be taking those tires to the end. But currently in P2, he should probably pit now, or he could wait for another safety car. We've had 3, so a 4th one is definitely on the table. Expedito gets past Oliver Ritchie and big turns. This man in the Williams is absolutely flying. Started this race in last place. He can take those tires to the end, and he's currently in P5. What a drive from the Dutch driver, Expedito. On older tires, Jay Dennis is slowly creeping up to Kaka in the RB. They are currently separated by 0.7 of a second. Kev the Slice is in the background as well, 0.9 behind Jay Dennis. Bobo overtakes Redoubts. My predictions at the start were Expedito DNF. Oh, Expedito gets passed by big turns down the straight. My second prediction was top 10 for Redoubts. He's currently in 11th. And DNF for Smooth Operator. Or sorry, not Smooth Operator. I said podium for Jay Dennis, I think. I think that's what I said. So right now I'm 0 for 3 again, but Redoubts is going to get in the top 10 for me. I know he will. Jay Dennis out of DRS now from Kaka. Yellow flag in Sector 1. That's Brass Monkeys. Mohammed is also off the track. Here we go then. Kev the Slice, the great exit. He's side by side with Jay Dennis. He's looking to make the move into the final corner. Nice and easy, round the outside. And Kev the Slice finds himself into second place. I don't think he got the exit that he wanted though. Luckily for him, Jay Dennis didn't get DRS for some reason. Fastest lap of the race, set by mini turns. Big turns and Jimmy going side by side. So taking a look at the strategy. Big turns, Richie, mini turns, and Bobo should be able to get to the end. Triz and Jimmy could do it, but it's going to be tough. Jay Dennis is not making it to the end. I don't think Ishi, Muhammad, or Brass Monkeys will make it either. So they will all probably make pit stops. Muhammad hasn't pitted to this point in the race, and he's currently in P14. So not great for the Red Bull driver. We've got 7.5 laps to go here in Jeddah. It's been a thriller to this point. Oh, an Expedito comes out of nowhere, overtakes Oliver Ritchie. Yeah, I don't think the Ferrari has a great strategy. Look at him. He's just getting eaten up down these straights. Mini turns is his next victim. Or Oliver, I didn't say that right. Yeah, you can just see his car just doesn't have the jam down the straight, but that's a lovely move. Lovely switchback. He gained 2 positions in that corner, and that sees Oliver Ritchie up into 6th place. Ishii picks up yet another penalty. He's on 9 seconds. Oh, Ritchie got 10 seconds. We must have missed that. Oh, mini turns and Jimmy had a coming together, and now Bobo, who was in 13th just a couple laps ago, is up into P7. Great comeback from the Williams. Kaká is slowly expanding his lead at the front, so if he keeps this up, Kaká will surely be the winner of this race. Does it make sense for Jay Dennis to make a stop? Only 6 laps left. He's got 6 seconds behind him. If his tires are doing okay, Jay Dennis could be able to stay out here. His tires will be screaming by the end. I'm pretty sure they're 17 laps old. 17 laps old. So by the end of the race, they're going to be 22 laps old. That is mental. But if he's able to do it, why not go for it? He's got a 6-second gap behind him. And the only real opportunity he's going to have to make a stop is if the safety car comes out. And that would happen only within the next couple laps. The race cannot finish behind the safety car in this game. So once lap 23 comes around, the safety car can no longer come out. Oliver Ritchie made a pit stop and served his penalty. He's now on soft tires, but he's got 19 seconds separating him and the hash of readouts. This has not been a very good day for the drivers at the top of the Drivers' Championship, unless Jay Dennis can keep it in the podium places. Here we go then, Jay Dennis looking to make the move onto Kev the Slice. He closes his DRS for some reason down the main straight. So Jay Dennis stays in 3rd place and he crashes! Of everything that could have happened in this race, Jay Dennis crashes at turn 4 on lap 21 of 25. Wow. Incredible scenes. And that isn't a safety car. We had Ziad and Jay Dennis crash at the same corner in this race. That is incredible. It promotes big turns to the podium places, and now there isn't really much going on track. We have a battle between Bobo and mini turns, and we have a battle between Ishii and readouts, but Ishii has a penalty, so readouts will get by anyways. Expedito into P4. What a race from him, it has to be said. Amazing stuff from the Dutch driver in the Williams. Many turns. He's got good speed down the straight, but he's lifting into turn one, indicating he does not want to make the move just yet, and he's going to wait for a later opportunity to get past the Williams driver in Bobo. We're going to flip back to this battle between Readouts and Ishii. Readouts got by earlier in the lap, and Ishii gets very close to the Haas driver there on the entry to turn one. Very nearly coming a cropper. Bobo is now within DRS of his teammate Expedito. He's on fresher medium tires, so it might make sense for Bobo to get let past his teammate and maybe try to overtake big turns in P3. They have to be aware of mini turns as well, though. He's also on fresher medium tires, and he's been going rather quick up to this point. So Bobo gets past his teammate around the outside. Expedito is going to get the DRS, so he's going to try to defend from mini turns here. Currently in P6. He's got the inside line. Brakes early. Doesn't want to interfere with his teammate. So Bobo now 2.7 seconds behind big turns. Let's see if he can make some noise and try to get past. Kaká continues to increase his lead at the front. It's now 5.3 seconds. Bobo 3.1 seconds behind big turns. So I don't think anything is going to happen there unless we have some crazy catastrophic DNF. The podium places are looking locked in. On board with mini turns now. His DRS is wide open. And he's lifting into the final corner. Let's see if he makes the move here. Down the main straight. We've seen him earlier in this race. He's got pretty good straight line speed. He's using his battery. He's using his DRS. And he's going to get past Bobo. And Kev the Slice, crucially, has just picked up a track limits penalty. This puts him in danger of losing P2 from big turns. Got a yellow flag in Sector 1. I think that was Expedito. Typical Jimmy gets past Hamid. Down the straight. Ishii picks up another penalty. He's on 15 seconds. Thankfully for him, Muhammad is 22 seconds behind, so he'll only lose the position to Oliver Ritchie. Bobo is looking racy and he's trying to get back past. Big slide from typical Jimmy. We're going to go back to this battle here between Bobo and Mini Turns. And Bobo doesn't have DRS again. Very, very interesting. Don't think Hamid got the best exit out of that corner, so Readouts, or Jimmy, excuse me, will probably keep that position. And he does. Oh, a little wide there for Mini Turns. The pressure is on. The last lap of this race now. Bobo's 2.5 tenths behind the Red Bull. Let's see if he can get back up into P4. Mini Turns is sliding around like crazy. Coming out of the banked hairpin. Little kiss on the wall there for Bobo. Really weird line taken by Mini Turns there. We're going to have to take a break from this battle for a quick second because Kaká is coming across the line to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Bobo has gotten past Mini Turns, round the outside into the final corner. Mini Turns is the inside line. But with DRS, Bobo should get back past. Here we go then, on board with the Williams driver. Bobo takes P4. It was a valiant effort from Mini Turns, but he's going to have to settle for P5 in this one. Big Turns comes home in P2. Kev the Slice, P3. His teammate Triz, P7. Typical Jimmy, I think it was P8 on track, but he loses that position to Hamid due to penalties anyways. Readouts P10, Richie P11, Ishii P12, Muhammad P13, and Brass Monkeys in P14. So my predictions, I said Expedito DNF, that didn't happen. I said J Dennis podium, that didn't happen. But I got a prediction correct in this one. I said Readouts top 10, and he came home in 10th place. Driver of the day goes to Triz. My driver of the day was Expedito. That was a phenomenal drive from the Dutch driver. Started in last place in both races and made up over 10 spots in the sprint and the race. So amazing stuff from the Williams. As always, we're going to try to get the top 3 drivers in for an interview here. So Kev the Slice is here. Welcome, Kev the Slice.
Yo, what's good?
Just gonna make sure the stream can hear you before we start. They can. Amazing stuff. So, congratulations on the P3. It was a great race. Talk us through that. What happened at the end there? That penalty.
Oh, I don't know. I went over turn one. I took too much curb, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the other car who finished P2 in the end overtook me anyway, so I'm not too bothered about
Oh,
it. But yeah, it was alright, I guess. The hards pitting for hards after the first safety car was a good strategy for me in the end. So yeah, it's all
so
good.
you like that strategy then? That was my next question.
Yeah,
So,
it was good. Yeah. Although I did get some wing damage about lap 20, which is how the
oh,
car behind me caught up to me so much. It was on the inside of turn three, I think. I just clipped the wall. I was lucky I didn't DNF, to be honest.
we
But
we
yeah,
saw
it
that
was
you had
alright.
some damage early on there, and you ended up pitting at that safety
Yeah,
car. So.
right before the safety car came in, I exited the last corner and got to trigger happy on the throttle, and I just had to correct my and I just oversteered into the wall. It was really annoying, but thankfully there was another safety car after that, so I could pit again.
Well, nonetheless, Kevin Slice, it was a great race. Congratulations on the podium. Thank you for the interview. Good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you very much. I will see you soon.
Have a good night. So we're going to try to get the other two in here. Um, Kaka says he doesn't speak English, unfortunately, so he won't be joining the party. I don't think Big Turns will be joining us either. So thank you for watching the stream, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Divine Eye Racing, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.